Flamboyant entertainment.
Hello and welcome to the Westchester Fantasy Football League Week 1 recap. We're going to get right into it, starting with our game of the week. Sunday night sadness for DeMarini's Mahomes Depot, losing 7.5 points to Coach Mike Obama. 7.5 is probably the amount of rush yards per carry that David Montgomery had in overtime. I mean, honestly, if Kyle stayed up to watch, I think he was asleep, which is why he's still alive today. Saquon Barkley obviously has lost 31 points, though. That almost makes up a third of his total points scored, and he didn't even draft this player. Very top heavy. I mean, better days to come for Mahomes and Henry. As for Keith, Jaden Daniels, 27. That's probably going to happen up until he ruptures everything in his leg. He's a poor man's RG3. This team is banking on a Kyren Williams season-ending injury. If you get some Blake Corum catches in there. Let's move to the next game. Zamir White with the highest score of the week, 145. I hate his team name. I hate Zamir White. I've tried to look at this logo a number of times now. I can't figure out what it is. It's something racist. Tyreek Hill, I hate him. You guys hate him, but give Jack Dane respect. They say defense wins championships, but special teams wins week 1 fantasy football. 19 from the Dallas Cowboys. Jake Moody with 26. Give credit where it's due. Luigi, better days to come for this guy once the Bengals start playing better. Until then, Pickle Party 96. Triple Cup of Lean 110. Same thing needs to be said for Nick. Joe Burrow with only 7 points. I mean, if he has a better week, then this is a lot closer game. I think Nick's totally fine here. Ramondre Stevenson, I was really surprised about how well he played and how many touches they gave him. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2.5. Sam Laporta, 6. That probably will not happen again all season, so it's kind of a fluke. But Cooper Kupp, best receiver of all time. Moving on to Davy Jones, Sunken Buns, 116 over Big Baller Bombay. John shakes it up with one of the bigger trades of the season. I think he's good to do so. Thank you for Devontae Adams. Like you said, kid is working. You know, he's planning a wedding. He's not very focused on fantasy football yet. Starts off 0-1. Davy Jones, Sunken Buns. Got to give all the credit here to got to give all the credit to Mike for drafting, developing this team. Josh Allen elite, Kyren Williams elite, CeeDee Lamb sucks. Moving on, Tennessee Volunteers, Marshall Street Minutemen, let's give him some credit here. Breece Hall had casual 14.5. I watched that game, I was like, I didn't even see him, so the fact that he had 14.5 really bodes well. If Joe Mixon keeps up this performance, 30 touches in week 1, then Grayson's going to be a really difficult team to play against and beat week to week. As for the Volunteers, we look ahead. Smash the NC State Wolfpack. They moved to 2-0. And if we go ahead and look, they've got Kent State coming up. They're riding off a pretty emotional 51-10 win. Letdown game against Kent State. I don't see it coming. They'll look ahead to Oklahoma in week 4. Moving back to the WCFL, Westchester Fantasy Football League comeback bot 3,000. Is he the kill bot? I don't know. I think Connor personally needs a rebrand. Lowest score of the week, 79.5. He loses to former league commissioner Jack Duffy, 107. Jordan Love looks to have avoided a serious injury. Jack Duffy's team is elite. I mean, look at that. Look at those receivers, honestly. Like Michael Pittman Jr., Nico Collins. Nice. That's really sick. Anthony Richardson, probably the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Bijan Robinson is the best running back I've ever seen in my life. I think Connor has better days ahead of him. He just had some, weak performances. I think the Falcons will start clicking once Kirk gets a couple games under his belt. But that is week 1 in the books, and let's turn it over to DeMarini to preview week 2.
Hello and welcome to the WCFFL Week 2 DeMarini's Game Picks of the Week. Let's get right into it. Zamir White apologist first, Mahomes Depot. Give me Mahomes Depot plus 1.5. Coming off a bad game. Shouldn't have lost. We played down to our level of competition. We're going to beat down the white apologist. Roll your fucking window down when you're pulled over. It's the law. WCFL comeback bot 3,000 versus the Marshall Street Minutemen. I like the comeback bot plus 10. I think that's great numbers right there. Maybe plus 8.5, whatever you can get it at. Coming off a tough loss. I like Bijan to go off against these horrible Giants. He'll probably have 250 yards. Grayson's team, I'm still in love with, but something just doesn't smell right. Big Baller Bombay versus the Hoon Squad. I lost a lot on Hoon Squad this week, but I'm riding with the Hoon Squad again, plus 4.5. Big Baller Bombay. Possibly the worst season in the history of all time. I say they're on pace for. I don't believe in this team. Top to bottom. Mark Andrews, why is he not on the waiver wire? Pickle Party versus Tennessee Volunteers. We got the Pickle Party minus 14.5, I will not take that. I'm going to take Tennessee Volunteers and the points. Volunteers are just catching stride. CJ Stroud is going to have 6,842 points. I like Nick's team a lot. It's just not your week sometimes. Davy Jones, Sunken Buns. There's the triple cup of lean. Ooh, baby, they're flexing this one to 2:30 on a Tuesday. Nobody wants to see this game. I like the Sunken Buns, plus 2.5. Josh Allen. Simply Josh Allen. It's Thursday Night Football. Ever heard of it? He's going to have 47 points. He's going to win again. Continental Garden Snakes versus Coach Mike Obama. I have Continental. I don't care. They're saying a 7.5-point spread. Take it minus 23.5. Coach Mike Obama is not physically capable of having 2 good games in a row. Jaden Daniels will have 650 points on the Giants. However, David Montgomery fucking sucks. Overtime should be outlawed. There should just be ties in the NFL going forward.